Hello, welcome to HITC Sport, and fame is a mask that eats into the face. Now enough of being creepy, let's take a look at the video. Let's take a look at every Premier League club and find their most famous footballer of all time. Well, the last 30 odd years, we don't have all day. And when I say famous, I mean global, worldwide fame, whether it be through sponsorships, achievements, or simply by just getting married to an anorexic pop star. Let's take a look. Arsenal Thierry Henry. Yeah, good old Thierry Henry. Let's be honest, this man is one of the most famous footballers who ever lived. During his peak years at Arsenal, the lad had endorsements eating out of the palm of his hand, a hand he'd used to knock my country out of the goddamn World Cup. There was that Vavavoom, the sponsorship with Gillette, the big money Nike deal, the many adverts that stapled him to the TV. The man is even a famous face in the NBA, for Christ's sake. And of course that fiasco with Ireland, which made him the most notorious footballer on the planet for about 2 or 3 months. Without a doubt, the answer is Thierry Henry. Aston Villa Dwight York. Maybe he's not so famous anymore, or relevant, but Dwight York is a worldwide name. One of the greatest ever Premier League strikers. Won the treble at Old Trafford, has an entire cricket stadium named after him in Trinidad and Tobago, fathered a child with the human melted candle that is Katie Price. For God's sake, it was because of his growing celebrity and front page stories that got him turfed out of Old Trafford in the first place. Bournemouth Jermaine Defoe. Am I right in saying that Jermaine Defoe is the most famous Bournemouth player of the last 30 years? Let's see, he's currently 8th in the all-time Premier League goal scoring charts. He has 20 goals for England, scored in World Cup, spent time in the MLS with Toronto, was involved with tabloid fluff with X Factor winners, and wholesome stories with sick fans. He was awarded an OBE in 2018. Yeah, why not? Let's say Defoe. Brighton Jesse Lingard. Alright, let's reach into the loan basket for this one. Jesse Lingard, who did spend some time on loan at Brighton. Look, I get it. He has the footballing ability of a scrunched up sponge, and it's only by some sheer act of divine intervention that has kept him at a club like Manchester United for so long. He's been on the books of that club for over 20 years. Christ. But fame? Yeah. I mean, the lad is a poster boy for children under 9, and is probably the talk of the town at underage discos. But Lingard, he has his own designer label, created his own trademark celebrations. He's all over social media, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, shining everywhere except the bastard football pitch. Burnley Peter Crouch. Everyone knows Peter Crouch, alright? The man has played for 11 different clubs, has 42 England caps, married a supermodel, almost turned the robot celebration into a worldwide phenomenon, has his own podcast, gets chucked onto the telly every 20 minutes, and if you're questioning whether he's known on the continent, Andres Iniesta once asked him for a photo. Chelsea Didier Drogba. But Chelsea is tough, nobody really stands out. Frank Lampard maybe, John Terry possibly. Eden Hazard's worth a shout. I'll probably just play it safe and go for Didier Drogba. The amount of cup finals that man has practically won on his own. The fact he's played football in 5 different countries, including China and the US. There's his off-field work, including pretty much stopping a civil war in Africa. Yeah, I think I'll go for him. He's pretty famous. And if any of you want to dispute this one, well then, let me ask you this. Has Eden Hazard ever been invited onto the Graham Norton show? Didn't think so. Crystal Palace guard Southgate. Wilfred Zaha probably thinks he belongs in here, but no. Probably not as famous as he thinks. Not sure spending 10 seasons of your career at Crystal Palace elevates you to world superstardom across the globe. So instead, let's go for Gareth Southgate. Purely for the fact Southgate has managed England to a World Cup semi-final. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because to be honest, he's about as interesting as buttered toast. Everton Wayne Rooney. During his peak, Wayne Rooney was one of the most famous men on planet Earth. Never mind just football. If you're a boy wonder who cracks onto the scene at 16, commands a British transfer record move to Manchester United as a teenager, scores a hat-trick on his debut for one of the biggest clubs on the planet, you're going to gain a bit of fame. Christ, I remember when England were sweating on his fitness out of the 2006 World Cup. There were almost minute-by-minute updates on the state of his metarsal littered across the media. For Christ's sake, we had national news anchors telling the world what he had for breakfast. Never mind the fact he's record goal scorer for both club and country, or the fact he cracked the US with DC United. The lad was stuffed onto the FIFA cover for 7 years in a row. The lad was a worldwide name, coated in sponsorships, and whose every cough was almost picked up by the media. And for Christ's sake, I'm guessing journalists were practically shooting themselves in the street to get first dibs on exclusive photos of his wedding. This man has reached a level of fame where even his wife's Instagram posts apparently take precedence in the news over things like famine and war. Leicester Jamie Vardy. I almost went with N'Golo Kante, who did win a World Cup, but I mean, such is his timid personality and lack of attention seeking. I'm guessing most of the world will probably have forgotten who he was in about 10 or 15 years. We all know the lasting memory of that World Cup is going to be Paul Pogba dabbing with the cup, soaking up all of the attention. I mean, HITC had a decent career, although his biggest legacy is probably that if it wasn't for him, there would be no KSI versus Logan Paul boxing matches. Pretty mental, that. But no, instead I'm going to go with Jamie Vardy. I mean, for Christ's sake, the man almost had an entire movie named after him. Liverpool Steven Gerrard. Well, it has to be Steven Gerrard, doesn't it? Arguably the best player of all time for a club with 6 European Cups to their name. He was almost single-handedly responsible for one of them, and then winning the FA Cup. Scored at World Cups, became the biggest meme of 2014 and then 2015. The icing on the cake for his clout was sticking his face on the map in the MLS. I mean, if you put your face accompanied with the slogan "greatness" on a billboard in downtown Los Angeles, then yeah, I think it's safe to say you've probably made it in life. Man City, Mario Balotelli. I think due to his insane antics, the fact he was memed on the internet for years, the tabloid stories, the "Why Always Me" t-shirt. Yeah, he wasn't the greatest player on planet Earth, and his career did wash up early, but I'm guessing even people who don't follow the sport will recognize the name Mario Balotelli. For Christ's sake, Tinchy Strider dedicated a whole song to him. Although I'm guessing only about 3 of you will remember who the Tinchy Strider was. Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. Man United, David Beckham. I know what you're thinking. Where is Cristiano Ronaldo? Arguably the most famous man on planet Earth. True, but lads, I don't think any footballer who ever lived can topple David Beckham in the fame charts. The man has literally craved it for decades. The man drinks fame with all the intensity that a sweaty virgin might slurp the bathwater of weird gamer girls. Beckham is the type of guy who'd probably tear chunks of skin out of his own face to keep himself relevant. What's he done? He's married a pop star, been involved in tabloid scandals, captained his country, played for 4 of the biggest clubs on the planet, scored a goal from the halfway line, got himself sent off at a World Cup, cracked America, had a blockbuster movie named after him, one that starred the walking skeleton that is Keira Knightley, been immortalised in wax, created his own football club, and owned brands of designer clothes and perfume. Lads, David Beckham is the type of household name that could probably sell a bag of pubic hairs online for upwards of £50,000. He's one of the few high-profile footballers who would actually be mobbed walking down the street in New York. Lads, David Beckham is the most famous footballer who ever breathed air. Newcastle, Michael Owen. Yeah, Newcastle fans won't thank me for this, but yeah, Michael Owen. Look, I considered Alan Shearer, but considering he never played abroad or courted fame in any real way, then no, sorry lads, it has to be Michael Owen. As soon as he burst onto the scene with that wonder goal against Argentina in the 1998 World Cup, it was game over. The lad was transformed into a global superstar overnight. He played 9 years at Liverpool, 3 at Manchester United, 1 season abroad with arguably the biggest club on the planet. The man has nearly 90 caps for England, had sponsorship and endorsements stuffed up his nose. I mean, does anyone remember the cereal Sporties? It tasted like a bowl of wet newspaper. And don't forget, the man is a Ballon d'Or winner. And despite possessing the personality of a dead goldfish, we in 2020 still have this man rammed down our throats in the media. Norwich, Harry Kane. Alright, let's go for another lone player here. Harry Kane. I mean, if you score that many goals in such a short time frame, win a World Cup Golden Boot, get linked with some of the biggest clubs on the planet, then yeah, I think it's safe to say you're pretty damn famous. Sheffield United, Harry Maguire. Yeah, weird to think that Harry Maguire, a man with a head shaped like a TV, is one of the most famous faces on this list. But it's true, not only was he arguably the most memed footballer of the 2018 World Cup, but lads, when you not only become an £80 million signing for a club the size of Manchester United, but also go on to captain the club, then yeah, you're almost definitely going to make this list. Unless your name is Paul Pogba. Sorry, Paul. Southampton, Gareth Bale. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought it back when Gareth Bale was a teenage left-back stuffed in League One with ears shaped like wings off a jumbo jet that this lad would go on to become one of the most recognisable faces on the planet. And not just Planet of the Apes. Forget his time at Southampton and Spurs. It's more the blockbuster world transfer move to Real Madrid, the 3 goals in Champions League finals, the 105 goals in 247 games for the biggest club on planet Earth. Clearly, he also has a bit of a profile out the back arse of Asia, considering there was a team willing to pay him wages of upwards £1 million a week. Tottenham, Edgar Davids. Yeah, without doubt, the most recognisable man who ever took to the pitch of White Hart Lane is Edgar Davids. Considering he spent a career with dreadlocks and goggles stuck to his face, Davids is probably one of the most recognisable and famous footballers on planet Earth. And if that doesn't convince you, look at the fact he's played for Ajax, AC Milan, Juventus, Barcelona, Inter Milan, appeared on the cover of FIFA 04, then yes, without a shadow of a doubt, Edgar Davids. Watford, Odion Ighalo. Yeah, there's a list where Cristiano Ronaldo isn't deemed famous enough, and yet Odion Ighalo is. What? Listen lads, alright? Asked me this question last week, and no, Ighalo will come nowhere near this list. But when you become the most embarrassing transfer in Manchester United's recent history, then yeah, your stock sort of rises. Factor in the man has 35 appearances for Nigeria, is clearly seen as some sort of demigod in China, and was even courted by Barcelona, then yeah, maybe United might be able to flog a few shirts at the very least. West Ham, Carlos Tevez. Listen, I could have gone with Ian Wright, consistently rammed down the nation's throats in the media, although the fact he was eliminated from a supposed celebrity contest before the likes of Nadine Coyle and some lad off Curry, it kind of sets him back a little. Rio Ferdinand might also feel hard done by, but no, if we're talking on a worldwide stage, then it's Carlos Tevez. Not so much for his personality or rugged good looks, the man looks like a bruised foot, but just his collection of European giants stuffed on a CV, coupled with stints in China and South America. Wolves, Robbie Keane. Listen, Robbie Keane is a virtual god in Ireland, but I'm fully aware the world doesn't revolve around 32 counties, so let's take a look at it. Right, Keane has played for 5 Premier League clubs, Big clubs too, well, Coventry aside. Tried his luck up in Scotland, then 5 years in the MLS with LA Galaxy, where he was named most valuable player 4 years running. He then finished up with Atletico del Calcutta in India. That's 5 countries, lads. 5. Also wove his way into David Beckham's friendship group, which is a bit like being a spotty teenage virgin and then befriending a young KSI. That alone sort of rockets you into superstardom. Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think was the most famous footballer to make the list? Tell me I'm crazy for not including Cristiano Ronaldo. I know it's coming. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.